let's talk about, maybe this is probably the same stuff I've already talked about before, but um, it's very funny what they did with the military, and if they don't have enough people in the military to go to World War III, they're gonna have to draft. I mean, what? I wouldn't fight for this country. Do you think I give two shits if California gets conquered by China? It pretty much already is. They can have it. I don't even care. I ain't gonna die for them. You know, not only does this country, not only does certain parts of this country hate me as a man, they go against me, constantly ridiculed, constantly told that we don't need men. Why the fuck would I defend half of these people? Why would I even think about giving up my life for half of these fucking people? And if the government thinks that they're going to be able to draft the generation, they're sadly mistaken. If you look at like the what's happening with Gen Z and them realizing that work is just a fucking scam, you're just getting exploited, you're just a fucking slave. You think they're gonna go to war? Half of them are out of shape. Okay, they won't be able to even come close to dealing with the emotional trauma with that. It's a fucking joke, man. It's a fucking joke. For me, I tell my kids, trying to make it, I'm trying to have them do other options than go into the military. Now I told them, if you want to, it's cool, whatever, man. I tell them how it is. There's benefits, and there's lots of risks. It'll screw you up psychologically, and then our society just abandons you. Look at all the homeless veterans that don't get taken care of. Probably got a lot of mental illnesses caused from traumas that they've had to endure. Some of them don't even know how to like deprogram for being a robot, because essentially that's what you become. You know, if we're gonna do a draft, we need to draft politicians' children first, and also women need to be drafted as well, because women want equal rights to men. You know, my side is against it, and technically, I think that it's a bad idea. I think it makes the military weaker, but it's already weak anyway. But it's about the principle of it. Women need to come down to reality. A lot of people in this country need to come back down to reality. They take what they have for granted. They don't realize how good they do have it, and at the same time, it's a double-edged sword, because we do have it good, definitely, compared to other people. A lot of other people in this world have it way harder. But it makes you wonder, like, some places have better food than us. You know, they might live a more poverty-looking type of lifestyle, but like, they have richer communities. You know, richness isn't always how much stuff you have or how much currency you have available to you. There's richness in family and community and things of that nature. So, yeah, the average American is overweight, and has an abundance of food, but it's not the best food. There's tons of sugar in everything. Even if you think that you're not getting sugar, you're getting some kind of processed, whether it's corn syrup or whatever in there, not healthy. It's because they want us always they want us always sick, man. They want us to always be going back to the doctor. They want customers. That's why healthcare is so expensive. Supply and demand. But yeah, like I would not fight for this whatever this country's evolved into. Fuck this shit, man. It's pretty much communism. Well, that's what it's headed towards anyway. And these people like, you think we got some states that try to do mandatory vaccine, firing people because they wouldn't take the vaccine or whatever. Like, people get fired because, like, their personal beliefs. I don't give a shit if somebody is racist. I don't fucking care. I don't care what skin color they are. They could hate me for being a white person. I don't fucking care. That's just their beliefs. I think that, will I want to be around them? No. Will I think that they're ignorant? Yes. Do I think that they should have freedom to say what they want? Yes. It goes for any race. Like I said, I don't agree with these people, but you should have freedom of speech. And that's just, and our government just ignores it, and these politicians keep insider trading, keep getting richer and richer. It's a joke, man. We're a fucking joke, dude. Like, if I was in another country and I heard like half of this shit that's going on here, I'd be laughing at this place. I was like, are you fucking serious? Like, really? This isn't a movie, right? Like, half of this shit is something that would be made up into a movie. Like, I have this line I created, and I'm not for a song, and it's what is it? It's like, it goes along the lines of the new outrageous is purity, something along the lines of that. That's outrageous now. Back when I was growing up, back in my day, Marilyn Manson was outrageous, things like that. But now it's, if you don't drink, if you're like a healthy, sober person, don't have a bunch of tattoos, you are like, you can only push the envelope so much and be for things that are extreme for so much, and then there's nothing to be extreme about. Then it just goes the opposite way because everybody tends to follow each other. Look at how females are completely over sexualizing themselves, like all the time. They're objectifying themselves on such a high scale because it's becoming more and more okay for society for women to be promiscuous. This has never happened that I'm aware of. It might have been like in Berlin or like Rome times or something like that, and that just shows you like those societies did not last as a power that long after that type of things went on. Like this, what we're going through, this total isolation, the total breakdown of the family, where you care more about, like, families want to break apart, they want to move away from each other for more money, to try to keep up with the Joneses. I was thinking to myself, and I kind of bought into the narrative of the boomers suck, this and that, which, yeah, the boomers have fucked up a lot of shit, but if you think about why they are the way they are, you can like look at their upbringing, and I think that boomers, I think that like they were the first generation of like the destruction of the family. I think that they're I think that the selfishness started with their parents. I think that they didn't have a lot because of the depression, so they wanted to try to give their kids everything that they didn't have. So they can't. So they were like the first generation that was spoiled and entitled. So you can hate on the boomers. Boomers are pretty cool for the most part. Like, I don't hate these people. Do I think that they had it way better than I did? Yeah, and that's why they always want to go back to their childhood and like recreate this and that, how the good times used to be. I remember watching the show The Wonder Years, and that looked like a cool. Well, you could see the dad was totally disconnected from his kids. You could see like, totally not so much. Not just didn't seem to be very available. That's where the mom came in, right? Well, nowadays you're taking the mom out of the picture because they want to be dudes, essentially shitty dudes, that want all the glory but none of the responsibility, most of them anyway. And that emotional need, that nurturing, was and is supposed to be filled from the woman. Like Andrew Tate was talking about how his dad was never there, and I think that when a child is younger, I think it's okay for the man to not be there as much, not to the extent that he was, where his dad was gone for like 6 months at a time and shit. I think that the dad needs to have a presence when they're young. They don't have to do all the nurturing or nothing like that. But I think that what the man does is teaches the kids discipline and to respect their mom. I think that's what the father figure like does. And if the man shows respect to his woman, the kids will see that too, because we provided an example. I can tell my kids all until I'm blue in the face the best way to navigate this situation of a shit show that we're in right now, but it's up to them to do it. And for me to be an example, and I think that's the best thing for a teenager, is to have a good example, a good mentor, a good role model, somebody there for them. If show them the ropes, tell them how it is, and show them how it is. So I think that the man in a girl's or boy's teenage years is very vital. I don't think that when the kids are like 13 and up, I don't think they need the mom as much. They don't need that nurturing because they're more independent. I think that a lot of girls have gone into their masculinity because of weak father figures. They've kind of had to be forced to go into that situation because they don't have that masculine figure around, so they have to do it themselves. um, but it's yeah, it was that's what I'm talking about. Where I go on a tangent and I'm really starting to rattle stuff off, and then I'm like cut off. What was I talking about? Yeah, but I think that um, uh, uh, the father figure has been weak for the last 50, 60, 70 years. The leadership's been terrible, and that's why we are where we're at in this society. There's an epidemic of weak men. Like, I don't blame females for not wanting to deal with the average man because they're weak. Yes, their standards are too high. They're like unreasonable, honestly. And that's because these weak men keep like worshiping them. That's why. Why wouldn't they have huge egos? It sucks, but why wouldn't they if they have constant validation from from people on the internet, from dudes? It doesn't matter if they're like good looking or not. They get a like or whatever. Why wouldn't they feel they can do way better than they really can, looking past somebody that's like, for instance, I'm like a 5.5, and they could be on my level, but they think that they deserve a 7 or 8. Why wouldn't they think that? It's because of weak men, and that's what we've had in this society. I'm honestly like I'm strong, but I'm weak too. I've had to do a lot of unprogramming on the fly. You know, trying to grow the hell up. When I was younger, I always wanted to blame my problems on other people and not accept responsibility. And now I'm more, I take more responsibility. I have a thicker skin. Um, I accept my failures. I don't let it embarrass me as much. And there's a lot of that not happening nowadays. There's a lot of I don't like to talk to a lot of people anymore. I'm an introvert, but I can be an extrovert too with people I'm comfortable around. It takes a while to get to know me, but from what I see out here from the average person, where the children nowadays are just basically not taught any respect or values, pretty much. I can see this when I'm on a basketball court and you have some like young punks just start we're shooting and they just start a 1-on-1 game without asking anybody else. It's totally disrespectful. It's like, dude, I don't want to get hurt. I don't want you landing on me. Like, how dumb are you? Ask the people, hey, is it right if we play a game? You want to play a game? No, keep shooting then. It's just total, and that's just a small scale of disrespect. But I don't want to talk to the average. I don't even want to get to know any females. I used to love dating, man. I used to get excited about like talking to new women, meeting new women, but I just don't even care anymore. I don't really have the energy. I get annoyed when I'm on TikTok and I see girls like over sexualizing themselves. Like, the first thing that pops up is their butt, and I just like swipe up. It's so annoying to me. It sounds weird. I'm definitely not like gay or nothing like that. I love the female body. It's just oversaturated, and it's not. It's just like thirsty. You know how dudes are thirsty for sex? Well, women are soon to be very thirsty for validation on the internet. And it just seems like dating is kind of like a waste of time. That's why I don't even want to get to know one. Like, I don't even want to go out for a coffee. I don't even want to come out of my fucking house. And there is some depression in that, but there's also like, I just think that people are fucking dumb and I don't want to be around them. There's a lot of ignorant people. It just seems like there's a lot of tension. I could feel it. I could feel it big time. Like at the gym, people are like, it seemed like they got a problem with me for no reason. And I just don't want to deal with people's shit. It's not that I'm like, I think I'm better than anybody, where I'm like high IQ, fucking royalty or some shit. It's more along the lines of, I just don't want to deal with any fucking drama, dude. I just don't want to deal with fucking drama and bullshit. So I'd just rather be by myself and listen to my favorite YouTubers. And that's it.